Good morning, Dayana.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you today?
Very good, teacher. Thank you.
Okay. Dayana, we are going to wait a little bit, so you can turn your microphone off, please.
Okay,
We are
teacher.
going to wait for the rest of the students, okay? Okay, I think we can start the class for today. Tito, it's your first time with us, really? Tito, Tito, do you hear me?
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
Hello, Tito. Good morning. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, teacher. I am Tito Julio Gonzalez. I was born in Bogota. I was. I have 22 years old. I was married and I have two children. A girl, she has 22 years old, and my my son, uh, he is uh, 16 years old. And I'm very happy today I share with you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, guys, the class for today is important because we are going to talk about the simple text. This class is going to be important for us because, of course, we are going to talk about always in different kind of events and the past, okay, of our lives or depends of the case. So, Tito, can you turn your microphone off, please?
Oh,
Thank you. Okay, and now is Carlos here. Hello, Carlos. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. Can you hear me?
So.
Sorry, in this moment, I was in an appointment with my doctor in Manizales, so I had to go full internet connection. Today I haven't a camera too,
Okay, it's okay.
but
Don't worry.
I can hear you.
Okay. If you have to go, it's okay for me. If you want to stay with us, it's okay. You can turn your microphone off, Carlos.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. And now we are going to start the session. Okay. I am going to share with you my presentation for today. Okay. We are going to talk about the simple past. This is topic 5. I'm sorry, I make a mistake here. Okay. So, the past simple form is regular like this. The subject plus the verb in past form and plus the modifier. Okay. This is the regular use in the phrases. So, subject plus verb plus modifier. Okay. Here we have some examples. Subject, I, you, we, they, he, she, or it. Okay. The verb was, worked, were, studied, was, came. This is the past, the simple past. So we need to use these kind of verbs when we are going to talk about events in the past. Okay. When something is happening and is important for us. Okay. And the time is finished in the past. So I was at home yesterday. I worked as a returned home. You were students. They studied in the university. She was Spanish. He came from Spain, okay? Remember, this is for finished time periods. So I am going to share with you this kind of explanation. Simple past. The simple past, also called past simple, past indefinite or preterite is a verb tense, which is used to show that a completed action took place at a specific time in the past. The simple past is also frequently used to talk about past habits and generalizations. Read on for the detailed descriptions, examples, and simple past exercises. Okay, here we have some examples about the simple past forms. Okay, the simple past is formed using the verb plus et, iet. In addition, there are many verbs with irregular past forms. Questions are made with did, and negative forms are made with did not. Okay, so first of all, we are going to talk about positive statements. So we are going to use the subject plus the verb in simple past plus the rest of the phrase. Okay. You called Debbie. In question, we are going to use did. Did you call Debbie? In negative, you did not call Debbie. So we are going to use always this auxiliary for questions, but the verb is in a regular form. We don't use the simple past verb here. We use the regular one. Did you call Debbie? Negative. You did not call Debbie. Okay? When we are going to use the auxiliary, we don't need to change the verb. In the positive, we are going to use the simple past verb. Okay? Simple past uses. Use first completed action in the past. Like I mentioned before, when we are going to use the past when it's finished in the past. Okay? Use the simple past to express the idea that an action started and finished at a specific time in the past. Sometimes the speaker may not actually mention the specific time, but they do have one specific time in mind, okay? The action is completely in the past. For example, I saw a movie yesterday. This person saw a movie yesterday, okay? I didn't see a play yesterday. I didn't see a play yesterday. Last year, I traveled to Japan. Last year, he's talking about a specific time, but is finished in the past. I traveled to Japan. Now he can be in United States, for example, okay? Last year, I didn't travel to Korea. Last year, I didn't. You can see the auxiliary in negative form here, and the verb is the regular verb. Did you have dinner last night? Did for question. Did you have? Like you can see, the verb is in a regular form. Did you have dinner last night? She washed. When we are going to say with this ed, we intonate the d at the end. We don't say we wash it. No, we say we washed her car. She washed her car. So he didn't wash his car. When it's negative, we use didn't. Okay, and the verb in a regular form. Okay. Second, when it's a series of completed actions in the past, like we mentioned before. We use the simple past to list a series of completed actions in the past. These actions happen first, second, third, fourth, and so on. Okay? So these actions finish in the past. For example, I finished work, walked to the beach, and found a nice place to swim. Okay? He arrived from the airport at 8, checked into the hotel at 9, and met the others at 10. Did you add flour, pour in the milk, and then add the eggs? Did you? We use here did. Okay? Third, duration in the past. Okay, the simple past can be used with a duration, which starts and stops in the past. For example, here, we can see that the action is start in the past, but finish in the past, not in the present, okay? So, a duration is a longer action often indicated by expressions such as for 2 years, for 5 minutes, all day, all year, etc. Examples. I lived in Brazil for 2 years. Shauna studied Japanese for 5 years. They sat at the beach all day. They didn't not stay at the party the entire time. We talked on the phone for 30 minutes. How long did you wait for them? So here we have how long did you wait for them? Remember the auxiliary did for question and the regular verb in a regular form, okay? We wait for 1 hour. They are saying different kind of examples that finish in the past and starts also in the past, okay? Now we have another example. Habits in the past, like we see here. Starts in the past, but are in the past. So, the simple past can also be used to describe a habit which stopped in the past. It can have the same meaning as used to. To make it clear that we are talking about a habit, we often add expressions such as always, often, usually, never, okay? The others of frequency. When I was a child, when I was younger, because these habits are finished in the past. For example, I studied French when I was a child. He played the violin. He didn't play the piano. Did you play a musical instrument when you were a kid? She worked at the movie theater after school. They never went to school. They always skipped class. Okay. Pipe. past facts of generalizations. So, the simple past can also be used to describe past facts or generalizations which are no longer true. As in use form above, this use of the simple past is quite similar to the expression used to. Example, she was shy as a child, but now she is very outgoing. He didn't like tomatoes before. Did you live in Texas when you were a kid? People paid much more to make cell phone calls in the past. Okay, this is generalizations of some topics that describe past facts. Okay, but they are not true anymore. Okay, simple past tips. When clauses happens first. Clauses are groups of words which have meaning but are often not complete sentences. Some clauses begin with the word when, such as when I dropped my pen or when class began. These clauses are called when clauses, and they are very important. The examples below contain when clauses. Examples. When I paid her $1, she answered my question. She answered my question when I paid her $1. We use when, okay? Okay. When clauses are important because they always happen first when both clauses are in the simple past. Both of the examples above mean the same thing. First, I paid her $1 and then she answered my question. It is not important whether when I paid her $1 is at the beginning of the sentences or at the end of the sentences. However, the example below has a different meaning. First, she answered my question and then I paid her $1. So we need to pay attention when we are going to talk about with this kind of clauses. Okay? Example, I paid her $1 when she answered my question. It's just question of pay attention when we are going to talk about with when. Okay? We can say different kind of phrases with when in the beginning or at the middle of the phrase. It's just question of pay attention to what do you want to say, okay? Adverb placement. The example below shows the placement for grammar adverbs such as always, only, never, ever, still, just. You just called Debbie? Did you just call Debbie? We can use this kind of adverb placement in different phrases also. So we need to check what we want to say, like always, only, never, ever, still, just. It's the same thing that with the adverbs of frequency, always, usually, never. So we need to pay attention what we want to say, and after we can apply this kind of adverbs, okay? Active and passive. Examples, Tom repaired the car. This is active. And the car was repaired by Tom. It's passive. But we are going to talk about now, in the beginning, just the simple past, okay? We are going to make some questions and some phrases in affirmative and negative statements because we are going to start with this topic, and it's a little can be a little with a lot of different kind of things so we are going to talk about just the simple regular past tense, okay? So don't worry about this kind of adverbs or stuff like that. Before we are going to talk about the simple past, and the regular forms, positive, questions, and negative. Okay? So, do you have any questions until now?
Not teacher.
No, teacher, it's okay.
Okay. Tito, do you have any questions?
Thank you, teacher. I am no questions.
Okay. Okay. Let me share again my screen. Okay. So remember, the past simple or simple past tense is used with the verb in a past simple form. Okay. So we need to also, like a student, learn these verbs. So here we can see a lot of different examples with regular and irregular verbs. Okay? It's our work to study this kind of verbs. So we have here some examples. With regular verbs, regular is because they just add the ed at the end of the verb. For example, in present or in a regular form, accept, and here we add the ed at the end. In past and in the past participle. In this moment, we are going to use this, the past, okay? So here we have the irregular verbs. They change in the different forms. For example, drink, drank, drunk. They change here, you can see. Sing, sang, sang. Swim, swam, swum. Awake, awoke, awoken. Begin, began, begun. Bled, bled, bled. So depends. We need to also learn these verbs in present, past, and past participle, because we are going to use this kind of verbs in some phrases. So we need to also learn all these kind of verbs in different regular forms, okay? Regular and irregular forms. So, for example, here, it's easy when we have to just add the ed at the end because it's the same thing, okay? For example, here, bake. When it's the e at the end, we just add the d. Here we have another example. Here we have to use ed at the end. So it's just question of learn this kind of verbs in the past form. So we can use in a regular phrases, and we can say a lot of different things in the past, okay? So remember, in positive, I was, you were, we were, he was, she came. So here we have some examples in positive. Here we have irregular verbs and regular verbs. And here is the negative. When we say the verb to be, we are going to say I was not. But with the rest, we say didn't, okay? Didn't. In negative, always we are going to use didn't, did not. And here with the verb to be, was not or were not, okay? Depends of the case. In third person, we are going to use was. In the rest, we are going to use were, okay? And in the first person, we are going to use a was also. So we need to pay attention to don't be confused with this kind of verb because we are going to use a lot of this verb to be. So we need to pay attention and we need to use it in a good way. So I was or I was not at home yesterday. I worked. I didn't work as the writer home. You were not students. Depends of the case, positive or negative. He was or he was not Spanish. She came or she didn't come from Spain. Like here we can see the verb is the regular verb, okay? In present. So we don't change because here we have the auxiliary. So we can not say she didn't came from Spain. No, we say she didn't come from Spain, okay? Here we have the example. Come is the present. In past, came. She came from Spain, okay? Or she didn't come from Spain. Okay, I have here some conversations. Did you do anything special? So, Dayana, can you read the next part? And Tito, can you read the Rick part?
Okay. So what did you do last weekend, Meg?
Oh, I had a great time. I went to a karaoke bar and sang with some friends on Saturday.
That sounds like fun. Did you go to Lucky's?
No, we didn't. We went to that place downtown. How about you? Did you go anywhere?
No, I didn't go anywhere all weekend. I just stayed home and studied for today's Spanish test.
Our Spanish test is today. I forgot about that.
Don't worry, you always get an I.
Okay, very good. So, here we have some examples about the topic, okay? The simple past tense. So, we can see the questions. What did you do last weekend, Meg? So, we can see the auxiliary here and the verb in a present form. Oh, I had a great time. I had, okay? I went to a karaoke bar and sang with some friends on Saturday. So everything is in the past and finished in the past, okay? Did you go to Lucky's? So we can see again another example about the question. Did you go to Lucky's? No, we didn't. Here we see the negative statement, okay? We went to that new place downtown. How about that? How about you? Did you go anywhere? Did you go again? No, I didn't. So we can see a lot of different examples here, okay? Okay, now I am going to share with you a video about the same thing. We are going to see a little bit of this video. Pay attention, please, and turn your microphones off, please. Thank you.
Weekend. So our key question for today is, what did you do last weekend? I want to practice past tense, and I want to talk about a few past tense related grammar points and pronunciation points today. So to start, let's just pitch it out there. What did you do last weekend? What did you do last weekend? So this is kind of our basic introductory question for today. What did you do last weekend? This one. What did you do last weekend? All right. So there's a bit of lag. So start typing your questions or typing your answers. What did you do last weekend? So one thing, let's see. Last weekend I went and saw a DJ I like. That was fun. That was good. All right. What else did you do? Someone says, I did something terrible, Alicia. Oh no. Are you going to share? What terrible thing did you do? Okay, what else? Some other things. Did anybody else do anything this weekend? Here's someone. Jacob Wright says, I slept a lot last weekend. How about you? I slept quite a bit. Nice. So slept. There's a simple past tense verb, slept. Sleep is an irregular verb. Slept is the correct past tense form there. Great. Okay. I did something terrible. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Okay. That's getting a bit, we're getting into some different territory with that. Someone, Nguyen, says, I stayed at home and played games. Nice. Another person said, I went to the park with my husband. Great. Okay. Suleiman says, spent time with my family. Awesome. On Facebook, Sunny says, I played cricket with friends. Nice. There's a good question on Facebook, actually. What did you do last weekend to improve your English? Ooh, nice one. Very nice one. Someone said, I go to class at university every Saturday and Sunday, just rest. Make sure to use past tense there, yeah? I went to class at university on Saturday and Sunday, if you want to talk about your previous week. On YouTube, I talked with my wife. Mega says, I dropped my sandwich this morning. That's awesome. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, but that's a funny sentence. I like you chose to share that one. Someone says, I was at the beach. Another person says, I wasted a lot of time last weekend. I slept at home and watched soccer. Someone says, I learned English. Mohammed on Facebook, I learned English, or I studied English. Yeah, great. I went to visit my family on YouTube. Oh no, someone says, I crashed my friend's car trying to get a girl's number. You should be careful. Okay, a lot of people went to the beach. Yeah, good. Okay, another person on YouTube, Wenceslao, said, I went to my friend's house and we had a beer. Instead of take a beer, had a beer. Wilson says, I traveled to a city next to the capital, Salvador. Nice. Good, good. You are awesome. I had eaten a lot of junk food. Use simple past tense. I ate a lot of junk food. Great, great. On Facebook, Dong says, I went shopping at Central. Nice, good. Nice ones. Okay, so what did I do last weekend? Last weekend, I said I went and saw a DJ I like. I did a little bit of shopping. I cooked a Persian dish, an Iranian dish called tadig. That was fun. Another person says, I was studying Japanese. Nice. Angelica says, I stayed at home. Great. Victoria says, I watched a lot of series on Netflix. Cool. Someone says, I watched your videos. Thank you. That's nice. Okay, great. Wow, lots of people commenting. Excellent. Okay, so our question right now is, what did you do last weekend? What did you do last weekend? But as I mentioned, today I want to talk about a couple points relating to past tense. So this was a question that came up last week. Someone had a question about the ending ED sounds in past tense regular verbs. So when we make the simple past tense with a regular verb, it's just verb plus ed to make that. So for example, a verb like walk becomes walked, talk becomes talked, and so on. But there are 3 different pronunciation points. Yeah, Ice, our crew member, she's helping with all of she does all of this stuff. So this is the regular formation for past tense for regular verbs, right? Verb plus ed. So I said walk becomes walked, talk becomes talked, visit becomes visited, type becomes typed, look becomes looked, and so on. But someone asked, and it's a really good question, about the pronunciation of this part right here, this ed part, because the pronunciation of this changes depending on the verb. So for example, I just said walked. You can hear it's not walk it. Be careful with this, not walk it, but walked. There's a hard T sound there, walked. And then in a verb like tasted, it's like an ID sound, tasted. And then finally, the third sound is a soft D in the word like breathed, breathed. So the D sound is a bit softer. But there are essentially three simple past tense pronunciations for verbs that end in this ED pattern. So there's that T, walked, visited, and breathed, that T, id, and a D sound. Yeah, so great. Ice is making it here. Awesome. So we have some examples so you can see a little bit more clearly. Maybe the sound you should be making at the end of these words: walked, visited, breathed. For a rule, how to know when the verb should be pronounced in this way, I think it's beyond this live stream, but if you Google around, if you search around a little bit on the internet, I think you can find some more information. But native speakers don't practice a specific rule for when to pronounce a verb in a specific way. It's just practice. It's just repetition. So if you pay attention to the way that native speakers pronounce these words and just try to repeat that, form the habit, I think that's a good way to do it. Repeat the verb visited. Yeah, visited. So it has an ID sort of pronunciation at the end, visited. Another example is tasted. They have that ID sound at the end. Visited, tasted. Someone asked to pronounce the word stopped. Stopped has that T sound, this one here, T, stopped. Ray on Facebook asks, how about blessed? Blessed. It sounds, when I say it blessed, it sounds like a little bit of a T sound, not blessed. I suppose some people would say blessed, but I get the feeling the most common pronunciation is with this T, blessed. So when you talk about your weekend and you say, like, I walked around the park or something, or I walked around my neighborhood, make sure to use this T sound in your pronunciation. Walked, walked. Yeah. Good. All right. So I hope that's one thing I wanted to talk about today. But does anyone have any other verbs they're curious about? Wicked. Actually, wicked is not a verb. Wicked is not a verb. Good question, though. Named. Yeah, named is another one. Named would be this this D sound. Nice. Okay. So these are just the regular conjugation patterns and the 3 pronunciation patterns for regular verbs in past tense. But there's a whole other group of verbs, irregular verbs. They conjugate differently in past tense. So unfortunately, there's no simple rule for learning these. It's just practice. So like there's a really good example here, YouTube comments, somebody wrote the word readed, but read is a great example of a past tense verb that's an irregular verb. So actually the spelling of read does not change in the past tense. It's the pronunciation that changes in the past tense. So read becomes read in the past tense, but the spelling does not change. All right. So a couple of other verbs that have irregular past tense forms. Someone mentioned like eat. Make sure to say I ate in past tense, not eated or have eaten. That's a different grammar point. I ate. John Kill Lee, procrastinate. The past tense is procrastinated. Okay. So a couple of other ones. Shop becomes shopped. That's a regular verb. The past tense is shopped or shop. Okay. But somebody else mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the past tense for the verb sleep is slept. Slept. Okay. A couple other ones. Buy. Buy is really strange. B-U-Y. Buy becomes bought. Bought. Go becomes went. Be careful of that one. Go becomes went. Changed. Yeah. Changed. That's correct. Watched is also correct. YouTube comments. Good. Very nice. Put. Actually, yeah, Francois has a good point. Put also does not change. There's no putted. It's only put. Put does not change from present tense to past tense. Learn. Learn does change. Learn is a regular verb. Learn becomes learned. How? What about the past tense of draw? It is drew. Drew. Nice one. Drew. Maroni on Facebook says, I can't pronounce world. It's very difficult for me. Yeah, I think we talked about that in a Top Words video like a year or two ago. World is really difficult to pronounce. So like it's the RLD, I think, world. So lots of people say like wad, I think, or something different, but work on that R and L sound, like making the change very quickly there between R and L. World. Break it down slowly at first until you can speed it up. Yeah, it's all good. All right. Megahertz. What about cut? Yes, cut does not change. I cut myself. In past tense, you need to make it very clear when you cut yourself. So if you are in a situation where the verb does not change, the pronunciation of the verb does not change, just add a word, add a vocabulary word about the time period. So for example, if it's the verb cut, then say, I cut myself last night. That can help clear up any confusion about whether it's past tense or, I don't know, a present tense statement, something like that. Okay. Yeah, IAKJ says blow becomes blue. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. MD Alim says how to use could and would in the past tense. That's a really good question. And it's perhaps a little bit more advanced than I was planning on discussing today. But could and would are used to talk about potential in the past, essentially, potential and possibility in the past. So, for example, I would have gone to the party if I had had time. We can use it in the past tense to talk about a past potential situation. Same thing with could. I could have gone to the party, but I decided not to. It's a possibility statement. So that's a bit, like I said, it's a bit more advanced than I was intending to talk about today. But to put it in a short way, that's how. Right. All right. Yes, I am talking a little bit slowly today. I'm trying to talk a little bit slowly today because there are many people with many different levels of English watching. All right. So those are a few grammar points I wanted to mention today about the conjugation of verbs into the past tense. But I also want to talk about some good questions that you can use to ask people about what they did either on the weekend or further back in the past. So we talked at the beginning of the lesson about what did you do last weekend? The question, what did you do last weekend? But let's talk about a few more kind of natural expressions. So, for example, did you get up to anything interesting last weekend? Did you get up to anything interesting last weekend? This sentence is a little bit kind of it's a bit more native level of a question, I think. Did you get up to anything interesting? Try to speed up that. Did you get up to anything interesting last weekend? It sounds much better than what did you do last weekend? So it's sort of a little more friendly, I think. So that's one that we can use. Did you get up to anything interesting last weekend? I did. It was fun. Okay. Or a more general one, that you can use with your coworkers too, is just have a good weekend as a question. So keep in mind, so here we have, here we have a question mark. But if you say this expression before you leave work with your coworkers as like an exclamation point, it's like you're wishing them a nice weekend. Have a good weekend. And then when you see them Monday, you can say, have a good weekend, with different intonation, a question intonation. Have a good weekend. It's asking them, it's inviting them to share about what they did. So this is a good one. You only need one phrase, have a good weekend, but two intonations, and you can ask the same person, or you can communicate a lot with the same person. Okay. So yeah, so these are all some pretty good phrases that you can use, I think, to ask people about their weekends. But I think as we do in every broadcast, there's the crew has a free thing, I think, or a special thing for you to check out in the description below this video on YouTube, or above this video. If you're watching on Facebook, the link is above this video. There's PDFs we talked about a little bit last week, but we have a couple.
Okay, this is the video for today, the past tense. She was talking a lot of different kind of things, talking about this past tense. So Tito, what do you understand about the video?
When the video, she explained the past
Tense.
past tense forms the use to use the use did and use the was activities in weekend of the people.
Okay, very good.
Such could shopping, studied, stayed in different activities of the people.
Okay, very good. What about you, Carlos? What do you understand about the video?
Okay, teacher, first answer me if you can hear me well.
Again,
Can,
please.
can you hear me?
A little bit so.
Okay, I speak about this topic. For me is very important because we can use to talk about the activities were ending in the past tense. For example, when we are doing an activity in the present, and then we need to talk about the same activity but the past tense, we can use this topic and understand there are some rules about the regular verbs when for example there is a monosyllabic verb, there is a rule that we can use to talk about the past tense. It's very important for me this topic, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, very good. This topic is very important for us because always we are going to talk about things to happen in the past. What about you, Diana?
I understand about the video is she speak about the forms and the verbs and regular and irregulars in the activities paths explain of terminations um,
Yes,
of of each one.
yes. Some
Thank-
pronunciations, okay? What else?
What?
Uh, what do you understand about the video? What else? For
Mm,
example, she explained something about the things that we are going to use and the verbs and the terminations, like you say. Some verbs finish when we are talking about with T, with ed, depends of the verb and depends of the sound of this. But we are going, like she says and she mentioned, it's important practice a lot, and like this video, we can also use our um, we can also hear what she says and how she says about different kind of verbs, because it's important for us, like future teachers, to try to use this correct pronunciation. Okay. uh, okay, I hear something important here in the video. It's about the verb read. We can say read, but when we are going in the past to talk about, we say read. Okay, this is the only difference between this, because we this is I think the irregular verb. So we use read, but in the past we say red, like the color. Okay, she mentioned that, and it's important to check that. Okay, now I am going to share with you my screen again. Okay, so this is a grammar focus simple past. Did you work on Saturday? Yes, I did. I worked all day. No, I didn't. I didn't work at all. Did you go anywhere last weekend? Yes, I did. I went to the movies. No, I didn't. I didn't go anywhere. What did Rick do on Saturday? He stayed at home and studied for a test. How did Meg spend her weekend? She went to karaoke bar and sang with some friends. So we can see here some examples about the simple past. So, Tito, did you stay at home on Saturday? Tito, do you hear me?
Yes, teacher, yes.
Okay, did you stay at home on Saturday?
Uh, yes, I did stay at home.
Okay. What about you, Dayana?
um, uh, mm, yes, 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 I did. Um, I go to home on Saturday.
Okay, but remember, you can say also, yes, I did, because I ask you with this auxiliary form, but remember to use, if you are going to use go, you can use in the past went. For example, I went to my room all my weekend, for example, or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What about you, Carlos?
The first question is, did you stay at home on Saturday? Yes, teacher. I stayed on my home on Saturday, but only until 2 p.m. because then I went to the my boyfriend's house. He live in Quinchía, Risaralda. It's a small town next to when I live.
Okay, very good. Did you have a good time with your boyfriend?
Yes, yes, I really had a great time to the teacher because we not see you for a long time, so it was a really nice get together again.
Okay, very good. So, Diana, what did you do last night?
Um, 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 I I read I read a book the about the science.
Okay, very good. But remember, in pronunciation, you need to say red, like the color. Okay?
I
Very good.
read I read.
I read. Okay, yes.
Uh,
Because it's only change the pronunciation, the in the video mentioned something this is an irregular verb. We write, read, read, but we pronounce the pronunciation is in the past red, like the color red. Okay, but very good, excellent.
okay, thank you.
Okay, what did you do last night, Tito?
Uh, I was sleep early at night.
Okay, okay. What about you, Carlos?
Okay, teacher. Last night I really went to bed very early because I had to get up so early today because I I had to go Manizales to an appointment with my doctor because I have every month one appointment in the city in Manizales.
Okay, very good. Okay. Um, Diana, what did you do last weekend?
Um, I played football with my family in the night.
Okay, very good. What about you, Tito?
I traveled to Mariquita uh, weekend with my family, and I I shared uh, in at house of my parents.
Okay. Did you have a good time?
Yes, I had a good time in this place.
Okay. Remember, when I say did you, you can use also the auxiliary did. Yes, I did. I have a good time. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. Where did you spend your last vacation, Carlos?
Okay, teacher. I was in the Malais vacation in Caramanga and the Santander department, state, excuse me. In the city, live on my family mother. There, I have many families in the city. I met the hot Chicamocha Mountain.
Okay.
It was a great place to to know. And then I went to La Guajira state. It's a north of this country.
Okay, excellent. Oh my God. Very good. So, did you have a good time in La Guajira?
Yes, yes. I did because there were many important cultures. For example, the Wayuu. This is a very important culture in this country, in our country. So I think everybody must learn about this important culture in this country, teacher.
Okay, okay, very good, actually. Okay, what about you, Dajana? Where did you spend your last vacation?
Um, um, I was in Pisoje with my father um, all day, swimming, playing football, eating, ¿qué más? And go to the restaurant.
Okay, remember everything in past. So we swam, we
Sorry.
ate. It's okay. Remember, we need to start to talk about in past. So it's okay. Don't worry about that. But you need to start to practice a little bit because I know this topic is a little confused, but it's important to start to use this kind of uh, verbs in the past. Okay. So, Dayana, did you have a good time?
Mm, time. Um,
Yes. Did you have a good time in your last vacation?
yes, with my father.
Yes.
Mhm.
So you can also answer, yes, I did. Okay. Remember, when we are going to use this auxiliary in past, did, you can use did. If somebody is asking you with the verb to be, so you can also answer with the verb to be. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Now I have here another conversation. How was your vacation? So, Tito, can you say the part of Don, and Dayana, you can say Celia's part, please.
Okay, teacher. Mm. Hi, Don. How was your vacation?
It was excellent. I went to Hawaii with my cousin. We had a great time.
Lucky you. How long were you there?
About a week.
Fantastic. Was the weather okay?
Not really. It was cloudy most of the time, but we went surfing every day. The waves were amazing.
So, what was the best thing about the trip?
Well, something incredible happened. You won't believe it.
Okay, we have here another conversation in the past tense. So we can see here the verb to be. How was your vacation? It was excellent. Like you can see, the question is with the verb to be, and the answer is with the verb to be. It was excellent. I went to Hawaii with my cousin. We had a great time. We had this is in the past. Okay, the verb. Lucky you. How long were you there? Again, the verb to be. About a week. Fantastic. Was the weather okay? Not really. It was cloudy most of the time. Okay. We can see here another example of the verb to be in a past form. So we need to pay attention and also practice a lot of these kind of verbs in regular and irregular form, because it's important start to use these kind of verbs in the past. Remember, this is the verbs that we are using right now, just the past form, okay? So we need to start to use, to practice, to make phrases and stuff like that, because it's important for us to practice a lot. But we can also start to learn the most usual. For example, this one, cold, loved, okay? And here we have drink, drank, drunk, swim, swam, swum, awake. So we can start to use these verbs and start to practice with them, especially with the most used for us. So we can practice a lot. And also the verb to be is really important, because we also can explain a lot of different things with the verb to be in a past form. So now I have here some exercise for you. So put the verbs into the simple past. Tito, can you say the first one, please?
Last year I go to England on holiday.
In
Last year
yes, in simple past.
I went.
Excellent. The second one, Diana.
I beat fantastic.
Like this?
Beat. Beat. Beat.
Like this?
Con D.
Like this?
Yes.
Okay. It's okay if it's wrong, because we are practicing. Doesn't matter if it's wrong or it's good, okay? What about you, Carlos? The third one, please.
Okay, I visited lots of interesting places. I was with two friends of mine.
The fourth one, Tito.
In the morning we walked in the streets of London.
Okay. The fifth one, Diana.
In the evenings, we went to pubs.
Okay. This the number 6, Carlos.
Was.
Okay. The number 7, Tito.
It wasn't rain a lot. Or didn't rain a lot. Didn't.
Okay. I'm going to put like this. It's not rain a lot. Okay. The next one, Diana.
But we saw some beautiful rainbows.
Okay, like this one, yes?
Yes.
Okay, the next one, Carlos.
Where did you spend your last holiday?
Like this one?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. Now, write the past forms of the irregular verbs. Irregular, okay? So the first one, Carlos.
Met. Meet, met.
Like this.
MET. It's okay. Met.
Okay. The next one, Tito.
Draw.
Like this.
Yes.
Okay. The third one, Dayana.
Spoke.
Okay. The next one, Carlos.
Put.
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 Like this.
No. P-U-T. Put.
Yes.
Yes, it's the same form for the other tense. No, no, teacher.
Repeat.
P-U-T. Put.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The next one, Tito.
Is wrote.
Sorry. Like this.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Dayana.
Mm, mm, Sang.
Fine. Okay. Carlos.
Did.
Okay. Tito.
Sat.
Like this.
Yes.
Okay. Carlos.
Stand.
Like this.
No. I think is ending T. Stand. Stained. Yes.
Okay. Dayana, the last one.
Run.
Like this.
No, run. R-A-N.
Okay, okay. Very good. Okay, now complete the table in the simple past. He wrote a book. In negative form, Dayana.
He didn't wrote a book. Did
Okay, I am going to put like this because I cannot make the contraction, okay?
he did not a book.
He didn't
Right.
not, sorry, right. A book. Tito, the interrogative form, please.
Did did uh, did he write a book?
Yeah, sorry. Okay, this one. Sorry about that. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry. Did he write a book? It's okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now we are going to have this one in affirmative, Carlos.
He saying.
Sing. Sing.
Saying. S-A-M-G. It's okay. Yes.
Okay. Interrogative, Dayana.
He,
Um,
did he,
um, Did did he uh, did he sing?
Sang like this?
Mhm.
Okay. Affirmative, Tito.
Mm, uh, she was pretty.
Okay. Like this?
She was not pretty.
Okay. She was not
Not pretty.
pretty. Okay. Now we have another exercise here. Put the sentences into simple past. We can start, Carlos.
We did move to a new house.
We
We did move to a new house.
like this. It's okay, Carlos.
Mm,
Okay. And next one, Tito.
they
They
brought
so,
a sandwich.
I make a mistake here. Like this one?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Then next one, Dajana.
Um, um, eh, he he wants to the work.
Okay. Like this one? It's okay,
It
Dajana?
was
Yes.
negative form.
The next one, Tito.
They sold cars.
They sold like this.
Uh, SOLD.
Ah, very good. They sell cars. They sell like this one, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Next one, Carlos.
Carlos not here. That's it.
Ah, it's gone. Okay. Next one, Tito.
Did he visit his friends?
Okay.
Okay.
Did he visit his friends? Like this one, yes?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Now, we need to write sentences in simple past again. Dajana, the first one.
Janet missing the bus.
Janet, missing like this,
No, miss it. Miss it.
like this. Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, very good. Next one, Tito.
Mm, she did it. She did it her room.
Like this one?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. The next one, Diana.
Nancy not watched television.
Like this one?
Yes.
Okay. The next one, Tito.
She reads a book.
Like this?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Now we have another example here. Choose was or were. Depends of the case. So the first one, Diana.
The teacher was nice.
Okay. The next one, Tito.
Where the students were very clever.
Okay. The next one, Diana.
But one student was in trouble.
Okay. The next one, Tito.
We were sorry for him.
Okay. The next one, Diana.
He was nice through.
Okay. Okay. The punctuation. I forget this one. We have some here. So we need to check this because if not, the test is going to say that the answer is not good, but maybe the answer is good, okay? So let me check again. Here we have some. Um, I think is done. So now we are going to check the answers. So we have here it. Which one is here, Tito? The verb to be. Which one is there? The second one.
Sorry, teacher. It is fantastic.
No.
It was fantastic.
Excellent. Okay, very good. Here we have was. Remember the verb to be. So
Yes.
be is was. Okay, because it's a third person. Okay, very good. What the next one, Diana?
It visited lots of interesting places. I was with two friends of mine.
Okay, let me check here if we have visit. No, we don't have visit here. Let me check this one because I am not sure actually. One is okay. Okay. The rest is okay. Okay. I hear. I can see stand. Tito, which one is the stand in past tense?
And stood. It is stood.
Okay. Okay, we have here some mistakes. Why do you think it's wrong, Diana? This one.
It's
I don't know, teacher.
It's okay. Remember, when we use the auxiliary in an interrogative form, the verb is in a regular form, in a present form. So, did he song? Did he
sing.
sing?
Did
Sorry.
sing. Did
Did
sing.
he sing? And this is not here. I don't know why it's there. But did he sing? Okay, remember, I know it's a little bit confused, but actually we need to practice a lot with this kind of forms, affirmative, negative, and interrogative, okay? She was not pretty. Why is wrong, Tito? What do you think?
Mm, uh, she doesn't. She doesn't pray.
No, because we are going to talk about simple past.
She. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Now we are going to check the correct form. Okay. Okay. Why this one is wrong, Diana? What do you think?
Mm, eh, no, I don't know, teacher.
Okay. Remember, we use did just for negative and for interrogative form. We don't use
Okay.
okay. We change the verb.
Where?
So here is we moved. We add the D. We moved to a new house. Okay. The next one, Tito, this one, the third one.
Mm, he doesn't do the home. He doesn't do the homework. He was do the work. Oh. He he wasn't to the homework.
Mm, but here we have an auxiliary. Do you remember?
Did
Exactly.
he didn't he didn't do the homework.
Excellent. Okay. And here okay, it's okay. Okay, the next one, this one, the number 5, Diana.
Um, does he visit his friends?
So I don't know. Did he visit his friends? I'm not sure about this one. I am confused with this one and this one. I don't know. Okay. Here I have punctuation. This one it's okay, but it's punctuation. She dyed her room. Maybe because of the punctuation, this is wrong. Okay. Good, but you need to pay a little more attention, maybe to these punctuations. And it's okay. This is exercise to practice a lot. Okay. So we have here some this one. Let's do it more. This one is okay. So I want to check again the answers. Okay. So we have here, stood. This one is stood. I didn't know about this one.
Yes.
Stood. Oh, it was not pretty. We have she was not pretty, right?
Yes.
Maybe because of the punctuation, I didn't check very good. Did he visit his friends? This one, it's okay. I don't know what happened here. Janet missed the bus. She tied her room. Or maybe this one is tight. I'm not sure what we did. She did not watch television. She read a book, and this one is okay. Okay, with this kind of exercise, we can start to practice a little bit. We have a lot of different pages in internet that show us this grammar exercise to practice a lot with this simple past tense. Okay.
Okay.
Tito, do you have any questions about this class?
No, teacher. I understood the class.
Okay. What about you, Dajana?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. I will send you this session to practice a little bit at home, and also you can check in the internet some exercise about this, and you can start to practice the verbs in a regular and irregular form. You can start to practice with this past tense. It's important, it's really important. We need to practice a lot because this is an important topic, okay?
Okay, teacher.
So don't worry to make mistakes. It's okay. We are learning, and this is important for us. If we can make mistakes, we can practice and we can become better day by day. Okay, don't worry about that. It's okay. And for the next class, we have an interesting topic. It's about education and revolution. So I will send you by WhatsApp the topic, and I will send you also this session from today. And I hope you have a good time here, and you can practice and you can learn a lot. Okay, so don't worry to make mistakes because we are learning, and it's important also. Okay, Tajana, what do you think about the lesson again?
Um, it's was hard for me, and no, nothing more.
It's okay. Don't worry about that. For all of us, it's hard. Believe me, it's really hard. And we need to practice a lot this kind of verbs because we need to express ourselves in the past. So for sure, we have to learn this list of verbs. I know it's completely hard, but with practice, we can be better. Okay. And what about you, Tito?
Uh, I think it's difficult. I learn a few in the
Okay.
practice.
Yes, I know. But I see that you learned a little bit about this topic before. Did you?
Uh, yes, uh, I no problem
Okay.
about this topic.
Okay. So you need to practice a little bit in pronunciation. Like remember what the girl says in the video. We need to practice a lot and we need to manage this pronunciation. With this ed, we need to change to t or ed or depends of the case. Okay, so remember
Okay,
to watch videos with the native speakers and practice a little bit in at home. Okay, so
okay,
this is everything. I hope you like this session and you can practice at home the past tense. Okay,
okay,
so
teacher.
see you in the next session and have a good day. Okay,
Okay, teacher.
Okay, bye
Thank
bye.
you, teacher. Bye.
Good day,
Thank
teacher.
you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.